Hello, friends. My name is Steve, and we're here today to discuss Berserk volumes 35, 36, and 37. And I'm glad that we separated all these, or we're doing them all at once. But Joe, you have a second guessing that after hearing your thoughts on kind of like a lot happens in these three volumes. But we'll get into it. So, do you want to kick us off, Joe, and tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm Joe JCM Byrne. I write books, many of which are available on Amazon now. I have a website, jcmbyrne.com, and I stir up trouble on Twitter.
It's not exactly hard.
No, that's become my the thing I'm best known for lately. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's bad, but I've been enjoying it, which is also bad. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I stir up trouble
You can
tongue
make a
in
career
cheek.
out of
It's
that.
always tongue in cheek. People don't always understand that. So
yeah, it's tough. There's this you don't have context with text sometimes, and it's hard to when you're being tongue in cheek and people take it like you're being serious. So
yeah, what did I tweet the other day? I tweeted like, "You're not a real writer if you don't use a mechanical keyboard." It was a joke. Like, I'm mocking all the people who say like, "You're not a real writer if you don't plan. You're not a real writer if you don't have a graduate degree." People say stuff like that and they mean it. Right? So I'm like, let me think of something so dumb everyone will realize I'm mocking those other people, and they're like, "No, but you can write on other stuff." And I'm like, "No, that you're just never mind." I wasn't really trying to, it was so dumb. I thought everyone would understand. I was being mocking no, doesn't work. But most people got it and chuckled. So mostly successful. Anyway.
Mostly successful.
And I read Berserk before, and we're reading it again. I'm reading it again, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Nice. And Varsha.
Hi, I'm Varsha. I run the YouTube channel Reading by the Rainy Mountain, and I'm looking forward to discussing these three volumes. I was expecting to be immensely bored by them, and I was by the first one, but the second two were pretty interesting.
Oh. And Dan.
Yeah, I'm Dan. I've read Berserk before. For sure, I was biased by my experiences of reading it as it was coming out because of, to suggest reading it only free. I'm still sort of happy because, there's not, as far as discussion between each volume, I don't think there would have been as much. Because a lot of it stuff we discussed in previous sort of side quest was due to the getting to know the characters, but by now we sort of know them. I mean, there's a new character, I guess, but I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. There were three interesting things at a high level, so it was good. The thread kept continuing, and that was interesting. But I think over 3 volumes, there's maybe one episode worth of discussion.
Mm-hmm. And Dan, you mentioned before we started recording, you mentioned real time from the minute they stepped on the boat until where we are now. It took how many years? 9 years?
But I think remember, they step on the boat before that whole Griffith arc with
Inishka.
The Emperor, right? That's when they step on the boat. It's still a long time. I think this specific arc is these specific 3 volumes. I think it's 6 years. I think.
Wow.
I can check.
The dedication needed to because that would drive me insane to wait 6 years. I mean, I think we've talked. I think Joe. I think you mentioned this before about the fan base and their dedication through all the delays, and it's kind of I'm a little bit surprised the farther we get, the time it takes to get through. It's very dedicated fan base to stick around through all that.
And there's one very specific thing that I don't know, I am eager for. Maybe I'm assuming most of the fan base would be too. Get Casca better. Stop making her a mute. And to what is it now? 10 years at this point that you're and I don't mean from when she becomes a mute. It's from when you find out that she can possibly get better. That that took a very, very long time. So it's not like you're waiting for the next volume where you don't know what's happening, but what might come. It's just like you like the story so much, you're waiting for it. It's that you want some very specific things to happen, which just don't.
Mhm. I wonder how long it was real time from the eclipse until now. Does anybody know generally? I have an idea.
I can look. What volume was the Eclipse?
12?
13, I think.
13? Something like that?
Oh yeah, Eclipse was in 1996. And right now we
Whoa.
are in... let me see. Right now we are in 2014, 13. So it's about
Wow.
18 or 17 years.
You
Wow.
have people reading this who were born when the eclipse happened. That's
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
A lot of stuff happens in between in real life, I'd say.
yeah. And I think part of why, for me, it felt a little slow is, again, I still feel like this notion of the world change is too repetitive for me. They're like, oh look, the world changed again, and now there's a city, and all of man's like dreamed up creatures are walking around. I'm like, yeah, but that happened after the eclipse. Like I feel
Yeah.
like and it's not really a turn. You know, the turn is this concept like for analyzing scenes, right? Where like there's a shift where you go from like up to down, and some notion, right? Like you can make, like if you're making progress towards a goal, it's not a turn. A turn is where something reverses course. So this whole thing about like the world changing, it just keeps happening kind of over. It's not a turn. It's not changing and then changing back. And it just the same thing over. So it feels to me like nothing, it's not really progress happening on that front. Like, oh yeah, the world's still changing. Okay. And in my mind, it like all gets collapsed into one big storyline where like, oh, the world changed, but then it's actually three completely separate events with different surroundings. But in my mind, they all just felt like one big mush that took 20 years.
Hmm.
I don't know when I started reading this, but it must have been by the 90s. I was actually reading Berserk. Because it was when the first anime came out in English. And that was late 90s. So, and I watched that. I love that anime, the first one. I had the CD. I used to play the music. Anyway,
Nice.
yeah.
So you actually waited for the real time unfolding of this,
Yeah.
of a lot of this thread.
Yeah. But I would take long breaks, like not read for 5 years and then reread the whole thing and catch up. And read like
Oh, I
volume by
see.
volume as they came out, because I can't do that.
Yeah, that's a bit better. I was reading chapter by chapter as they were coming out, but that was very painful.
I couldn't do that. That sounds hard. Oh, I want to. Does my site have the newest stuff?
I should.
Yeah, it's
I mean, I'm reading chapter by chapter now too when they're coming out, I guess. Well, I haven't read the last one because maybe I was like, maybe I should just wait until we reach it together.
My site has 375. I don't know what that is, but it's one of the more recent ones. I don't
Um,
really know how fast. I've read like one or two of the ones made after Miura wasn't drawing.
okay.
Not that much more than one or two. So I don't know.
It's not that many had come out, to be honest.
I might be almost. I'm sure I'm almost caught up. Anyway.
Yeah.
So you guys mostly enjoyed, we think?
Mhm.
yeah, it was fine. It's I guess the pirates. It almost seems like, I guess, like a side quest almost, the pirate stuff. And I'm not sure what the Marrows is, that they're the mer
Yeah.
people. I guess that's cool. I mean,
Yeah. I guess they kind of, I don't know, their final bit was to take them to the Elf Island, right? I don't remember if we had doubt on whether they'd be able to find it before the side quest. So the Marrows are bringing them there. So maybe that was their introduced purpose, but we didn't need 3 volumes for that. I did think the battle with the sea god went on for far too long, but there were some cool things that happened during, like the introduction of the mer people. I like, what's her name, Isma?
Isma? Yeah.
She's, yeah, I like her. I'm glad we added her to the gang. And well, Isidro kind of grew up a little bit, but also stayed annoying, I guess. I don't know. It really bugs me when he competes with Shirka. Like, dude, come on. And and I guess the return of the kid, which I think, and the kid saved Guts too. I think that's who that shining light was in the end, right? When he finally got out of that sea monster's stomach.
Mm-hmm.
That was funny that they went inside the sea monster to kill it. How are you going to do this now? I feel like a lot of bad decisions or anything could go wrong. You have no idea of the scale of your enemy's strength, but sure, I'll jump in and try to kill it from the inside. Nothing could go wrong there.
Yeah. Let them swallow me and I'll find my way out.
Yeah.
But
The worst part
sorry, go ahead.
for me is the pirates. I just can't stand those pirates. It's so silly. That's the thing. They're just so silly compared to everything else, apart from Isidro and Puck, which already at this point I can't stand. So that's a problem. Everything else is kind of cool, right? It's like I can deal with it. It's fine. It's not bringing new information really for most of it.
Right.
There's a couple of interesting things, but yeah, that's basically how I feel about this.
I thought it was hilarious when the pirate kept saying, "Oh, you've only been chopping off its whiskers. You've only been chopping off its whiskers." And I thought it's a figure of speech. You're just talking about how big this monster is, and then it turned out it's literally the whiskers of the sea monster.
Yeah,
I thought that was fun.
I wonder, when did these come out? Was the Pirates of the Caribbean coming out at the same time? Because I could imagine him seeing that and be like, "Oh, I want to put those silly things in." Maybe it might be the same period. I don't know. When did the first one come out? 2000, end of 2009?
99, 2000 maybe? Something like that.
Because this is 2012, I guess. Well, when it started, it was a bit earlier, maybe.
2003.
Okay. It's a bit later then. So, but I don't know. Maybe he was going through a phase.
Maybe the Pirates of the Caribbean were inspired by this.
Yeah.
Steve, you were saying something earlier. Sorry when I interrupted you. But...
Oh no, I was just going to say, and this, I think one of the things I wondered on these 3 volumes is, do you have to become a monster to defeat monsters? You know, because Guts is using the Berserker armor and he seems to be losing himself more and more. Almost like it's like he has to give up more of himself every time and take the risk of kind of losing control. And I just wonder that if you have to become that to defeat monsters, if you can. I wonder if that's kind of the theme of this is you have to go to handle, to be able to fight and to handle it and to survive. Do you have to become that, or at least dab your feet in, kind of dip your toes into that to face it?
It's not consistent, right? Because Cherokee doesn't seem to be becoming more monstrous, and neither does Felison. And they're contributing, and neither do the rest of the team, right? What's his name? The Felison's like bodyguard with the sword. I mean, he got a magical weapon, and now he's fighting monsters, and there doesn't seem to be any particular consequence to him in the becoming a monster sense of it. Yeah. So he dips in and out of the horror genre in my mind, right? There's this horror sense of, Guts is becoming the scary thing in order to fight the scary things. That's like a very horror type theme. But then everyone else is like living in a fantasy world. They're just studying magic, and if you study hard enough, you can do magic, and then you can stop the monsters. Like, Shirk is not like on the edge of losing her soul. Or it's not shown in any sense, right? And again, the same for Felison, just seems to be getting better. Like she learns magic, and it's just good for her. Now she has a little self-confidence, and she can fight monsters, right? So I'm not seeing that as a pervasive theme. I think it's a theme for Guts.
But I think they're different level. If it level they're fighting monsters and level his fighting the monsters, it's like a class of its own sort of thing. I don't know. Like I don't think they could defeat any of the big apostles or anything like that. Well, Guts probably would be able to.
Right. But it also seems like Guts, as everything he's shown, none of it seems like the kind of thing that would let him stand up against like the Hand. Right? Like the mountains made of heads or whatever that we see when like the eclipse happens. That still seems like out of reach of a guy with a sword, no matter how good he's still a big octopus, but I still don't feel like we're showing a way that he could leverage, like, if he just gets a little stronger, then he'll be fighting like the Five. Like
I feel like that's more like it's not a quantitative thing; it's a qualitative thing.
Yeah.
He needs to change something to be able to defeat those monsters, I guess.
Yeah. So, but I mean, he's definitely struggling with his own darkness.
Yeah.
And that's always been that's definitely his, arc. I don't know if arc's the word, but his theme, whatever.
I feel like before it was just an aspect of his psyche, I guess, and now it's literally personified into its sort of demon, like the creature of darkness, right? It's like, I don't know if there's a reason why he did that instead of keeping it more subtle and more, psychological. It is still psychological, but you know what I mean. Like now it's getting like magical, right? Maybe it's easier to visualize, or it's easier to put in the story, or like make people understand more. I don't know.
I think it's part of the keeping it away from horror. I mean, once you set up the Griffith as what Griffith is, then Guts is truly hopeless if he's just a guy with a hunk of iron. And at least this way, we sort of feel like maybe there's some hope. Maybe there's a little bit. Maybe he can, he's taken this step. Now he's doing superhuman things. Well, maybe he can take another step and do superhuman. And, otherwise it's just like, I think otherwise we would feel it's completely pointless. I mean, I'm already on the edge of thinking it's completely pointless. Even with the Berserker armor. Without it, I'd be even more, I don't know. That's my take.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Maybe he'll just finish by just meet Griffith and be like, well, I can't defeat you. Maybe you were right all along.
Yeah.
And then and then everyone is not satisfied.
Let me be your right-hand man.
Yes.
Give me a cool transforming body. What kind of apostle would that
and
be?
that's just a trick to defeat him.
And he and Zod become drinking buddies.
Well, I could see that happening.
They're just sitting in a bar in the big city.
I could see some redeemed version of Zod or something,
Oh, Zod's the best. Everyone would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drinking with a Skull Knight, right?
It's kind of everyone's big furry pet. And he and Casca have babies, and Zod's always the babysitter, and they're always hanging on his horns. He's like, what are you going to do?
That'll be pretty funny.
Yeah, too bad that Miura didn't turn this whole franchise over to me. Could have really taken some surprising twists and turns.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
First order of business asks Isidro send him on his own quest, and we never hear about it.
Just kill him, and everyone's like, "Oh, this guy's going to be dark," and then you're not dark. Like, just killed Isidro. After that, everything's not dark.
Yeah,
Totally.
I've always thought it would be a very funny and interesting thing to take like an established franchise, like a very popular franchise that can spawn like side movies or side stories or whatever, and just make a story in each different genre, sort of. I've always thought that, like, for example, now that there's so many Star Wars movie, just make some stupid comedy Star Wars movie, or make like some romance or some, just something completely out of field. You can do it. I'm pretty sure it would be very funny.
Andor.
It's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. But
I mean, Andor was that. Andor was a very not Star Wars in genre, even though it was set in the Star Wars universe. And that's why I don't like Andor. Even though I think Andor was fantastic. Like, it was a great show. I think it was terrible Star Wars.
I would be in favor of that.
That's not a common take. Like, most people think I'm an idiot, but that's fine.
No, I think you have a certain expectation going into a franchise that you'll get a certain tone.
Yeah.
And
it's like Andor was really
didn't fit
good. It just wasn't good Star Wars. Mandalorian, however, I feel was. Right there, you've got like a cute puppet, and you've got, like, guys with superhuman abilities, and it's not quite Jedi, but it's close enough. And I felt the Mandalorian was really good Star Wars, but I didn't think Andor was. Actually, I didn't think what's his name? What was the movie Andor was sort of leading into?
Oh, Rogue One.
I liked Rogue One. Like, it was a good movie. It just wasn't a good Star Wars. That's another story. But
I'm literally the opposite of your take. Opposite position.
Yeah, me too. I love Rogue One and Andor.
Yeah. Well, most people do. I mean, because they're really good. So, yeah. So you want the Berserk romantasy spinoff, is what?
Yeah, but do it like a side story. You can have a side story, and you have this is the parallel, an alternate timeline in which Berserk is written as a romance high school story, and then you have another one. It's just make it a pure. I don't know. You have a lot of genres to dabble in.
Guts is like the transfer student, and like Griffith is like the leader of the popular clique, and like they beat him up, and he vows revenge. Casca's like the girl they both like. Oh man, you can put this in high school so easily.
I'm sure if you did just do like a volume of it, I'm pretty sure the joke would stay fresh, and you just finish it as like a separate thing. That would be pretty appreciated, I think.
That's what fan fiction is for, man.
True. I want official fan fiction.
There you go.
I'm really eager to see what the episode notes for this will look like when the AI comes up.
Spits it out. Yeah, it's always interesting.
What did you guys think of the Guts, the other side story? The Guts is a young child.
Oh,
that was the most interesting part of these three, I think. The rest of them seemed, because we didn't have really any of the main storyline. And we had a little bit with Shirky and Guts, but really the rest of it seemed separate. It didn't seem like it was, like a side quest. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Stuff I was any of the I was confused on what in the timeline that fits. I was a little bit lost with that. That was before the Golden Age, right?
Because you're still a child, right? I think that's before. There's like the first part of a Golden Age, I guess, when he's showing his childhood, and we see him like being born, and then like growing up, and then the narrative pretty much starts with him being with Gambino and all those things. I think this is before that, right? It's in between both. Like there's like 5 or 6 panels or whatever showing him growing up, I think.
It's got to be after he kills Gambino, but before he joins the Band of the Hawk.
Yeah.
Right? Because he kills Gambino, then we know he's a mercenary for a while, just running around on his own. And then at some point he joins the Band of the Hawk. And we clearly don't have every day fleshed out in that period of his life.
Yeah.
So this is just somewhere in there. I don't think it's more specific, but that's fine. I mean,
I think it's before. Don't we see Gambino in the flashback?
Yeah. So this thing must be after he kills Gambino, because he's with Gambino from birth until he kills Gambino. Gambino's his dad, right? Like he's being raised by Gambino. Not his dad. He's not his dad, but he's basically raised from birth by Gambino.
Okay.
So I think he seems like he's with Gambino every day until he's.
I thought he got captured and he got separated from Gambino and his band. That's what I thought would happen. But maybe you're right.
Oh, I don't remember. Maybe you're right.
I don't think it matters, to be honest.
I agree. Yeah, it doesn't really. But there is this implication that the interesting thing, and it's not a huge point, it's a very small point. The implication, though, is that Guts is one of those people who can see elves, who could see elves even before. And it wasn't the eclipse that gave him that sort of flexibility of worldview, that he already had it. Which I don't think we really had established, unless I'm missing something, which is entirely possible. It's a big series. But, so he sees, what is it, Chi-Chi? Whatever her name is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just feels very, very retconny, sort of, that arc. Because I would bet 99% of my money or whatever that he would not have written this 20 years ago or 30 years ago, whatever he was writing the first part. Because, my problem is that the tone feels completely different from all those until, I don't know, it feels completely different from anything that came out before 2000, sort of, to me. So I have a hard time fitting it in there, mentally. I'm it sort of doesn't fit. It feels like a dream of him sort of misremembering or something. I don't know. That's my feeling on it. It's a bit... It doesn't... Because everything before feels very realistic and grim and dark, right? From before the eclipse, sort of. And this doesn't really.
I mean, everything that happens to him is pretty grim and dark. The only thing that isn't grim and dark is Chi-Chi.
Yeah.
Who's super cute.
Yeah. But that's the...
That's the part
I don't know.
Because it's almost like Puck, except there's more Chi-Chi than... We don't see it, well... I mean, Puck's not in the Golden Age, right? There are no elves running around in the Golden Age stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we see glimpses of it, but not in the actual narrative.
Not yet, right. Not to the level that we get Chi-Chi. We get a lot of Chi-Chi popoing in this one.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're hidden, right, in the Golden Age part. They're maybe they're there, you might see hints of it, but it's not as brazen as this, I guess. And it's also not the design of Puck in the beginning was very much different than the design of Chi-Chi here. We're going from very realistic to this is very, it's very cartoony, right? It's what Puck sort of evolved into at some point, I guess.
And now he's just a blurry.
And now he's like an acorn, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to remember whether we saw any else. We saw some towards the very end, but that also felt a bit retrofitted. That Puck, or was it Puck, or was it some other elf who healed Rickert? It was Puck, I think,
Yeah.
who healed Rickert. Or maybe not, because the very beginning, the throwback version of the comic had Puck in it. But this, yeah, I don't know. The implication that Guts could always see fairies or elves, that's interesting. That is potentially something he had in mind the whole time, but maybe, yeah.
He did have it
I
in
don't know.
mind. He didn't really... I mean, he took his sweet time getting to tell us. He didn't hint at that during those 15 volumes of the Golden Age. Telling us now,
Yeah.
it's okay, but it does feel like a retcon.
But
So how do you think that's important, though?
I don't know if it is. I don't think it's a major issue. It doesn't. If it is a retcon, it doesn't bother me particularly. But there is this implication that Guts is a little more a little more special from the start.
But is it? Because I mean, if you think back, like the first time we find someone that cannot see Puck is actually quite far into the series. The first person that we actually see that can't see Puck is
Priest.
oh hell, what's her name?
Funny.
Bernice, yeah.
No.
That's and that's like very far back. And if we think about literally the first volume, Puck is being targeted by random soldiers that are throwing knives at him. And he's always been seen by everyone. And we only see that he's not being seen by people very much into the church and into that sort of
Very much into the church.
mindset. So I thought that the sort of default would be that most people would be able to see him. That's how I thought, but they just hide themselves, sort of.
And that's kind of funny because this notion that these church people can't see the supernatural, that was like, it was almost like it was leading somewhere, but it can't. Like now, everyone can see everything. Like that's just over.
Yeah.
Right? 'Cause everyone can see everything because it's eating them. Right? Like there's no there's this like thread of that might lead somewhere interesting, and then it doesn't. It's just dropped because the world changes and it's not an issue anymore.
I think it was there only to like bring some moral message of being open-minded and not being too strict religion. Because I think it goes with the troll village and that whole talk with the priest.
Yeah.
And also Farnese sort of evolving. I think that's what it was for.
That makes
I
sense.
guess. Because I remember every time reading it, I thought, oh, maybe there's going to be some way of defeating Griffith by not believing in him or some shit like that, you know? But no.
Click your heels 3 times.
Like Tinkerbell, clap if you believe in Griffith.
Yeah.
Peter Pan versus Griffith.
Yeah. But I don't know. We've seen that sort of stuff before in fancy books.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's not.
I mean, he is technically part of the god hand, so you could bring that mythology in where gods are only as powerful as the number of their worshippers, so dwindle them down and god loses their power.
But nobody knew about the God Hand, so I guess they
Yeah.
are
Nobody
the
was worshipping
personification of like the what is it? Like the combined human misery and consciousness sort of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Subconscious, right? The subconscious desires of man make up all that stuff.
Maybe they're like Chainsaw
So
Man. I don't know if anyone read Chainsaw Man, but like each demon sort of like is a personification of like an aspect. So you have like the Chainsaw Demon, and you have the Darkness Demon. But obviously people fear darkness a lot more, so the Darkness Demon is so much more powerful. So maybe something like that. Maybe like they each personify an aspect, like Slan Lust and one Pestilence or whatever. And they're each as powerful as those things, I guess. Maybe. Or maybe not.
What aspect would Griffith be in that version?
Pride. I don't know.
Pride. Nice.
Ambition.
I like that.
I don't know.
So this read didn't read as slow to you? Joe and Dan, I think you both said that it wasn't as tedious, or it wasn't as, let's see, boring.
I mean, still my least favorite Berserk arc of all of them. So, yeah, it was not as fun, but it was fine reading it like this. I was still some parts of a fight and some, a lot of panels with Isidro, and like I'm just, my eyes are sort of glossing over it after a bit, and after the 1000 scene of Guts cutting a tentacle, it started to get a bit like, okay, I'm like, I know you can cut tentacles. And he's like going
Viscous.
from...
You mean viscous?
Yeah. He's going from the tentacles to then he's going inside and he's doing the isopods and then he's doing the viruses or something. It's like, okay, just get there. We're just going like the video game, different enemies for each level.
He's just grinding him, right? Like, oh, Guts, you're gathering experience. Okay, gather experience for a while. All right, now you take out the big boss. It's too mechanical, right? Like it's Guts doing the Guts thing. They bring out like just enough trouble that each of the side characters has to do something special in there.
Yeah.
Oh, let's bring out Isidro and he'll do something clever here, and then we're done with him for the rest of this. Then let's bring out Shirke. She'll ride on Guts and bring him back. Oh, then let's bring in Farnese and she'll do the one spell and help everybody. Then let's bring in the ship. It'll fire its cannons. Like everybody gets a turn. Everyone gets, all my favorite characters got to have a part, but it's like bang bang bang. It's like it's too
Yeah.
it feels too it feels not organic enough. It's almost like you had a checklist. All right, got to give this guy something to do. Got to give this guy something to do, and then they all had something to do. And none of it felt like it was advancing the main storyline. It's just there, so you feel like when they get to Elf Island, they earn it, right? I mean, that's the narrative purpose. But then once you realize that, it's like, okay, I don't need to read this. Just tell me, or something. I don't know. Like, you don't want them to just leave Elf Island and just show up at Elf Island. Because then it would feel like, oh, great, you just saved Casca. That was easy, right? Like, you don't want it to be too easy. But then again, making it hard, but also making it, like, kind of advance the storyline, that's trickier. And this doesn't seem to quite do it, I think, is part of the other part of the problem is I also had a hangover from the previous, like, 8 volumes, because I felt like the Battle of Ganishka dragged on too long. The battle against the Kush in general felt repetitive. Like, they'll go to one city, they have this huge fight, and Griffith rescues what's her name, the princess. Oh, and then they go to the next city. Oh, and then Kush invades that city, and they have another huge fight. And I'm like, in my mind, it's like I've seen this before. Like, it's not the same, different things happen, but like, and then but like I'm like, this could have all just been one big battle. Didn't need to be 8 volumes or whatever. But I don't mind it. I don't hate it. It makes it feel longer than it needed to be.
How would you have done the sea voyage then to arrive to Elf Island? If it was you.
If it was me,
yeah,
I would have put some. I don't really understand the end point of the story, so it's really hard for me to say.
True.
Because the way I work is I know where I'm going, and that informs how I structure the path. Right? So I don't really know what the goal is, but I would have had Griffith or Griffith's forces actively opposing their trip to Elf Island for some reason. But I don't know that there is a reason for Griffith to even bother in this world.
Yeah.
I don't really understand what Griffith's doing.
Do you think Griffith even remembers, knows what they're doing or cares?
I don't think he cares. And that makes making that journey meaningful hard. Like, why would Griffith send out to stop them? Griffith doesn't give a crap. But then again, something does, because the boy keeps showing up, Moon Boy, who's somehow connected to Griffith or their child. We think that Moon Boy is connected to the child, right? I mean, I don't think there's any. I don't know what else it could be. Right, Moon Boy's got to be connected to their baby, and their baby's connected to Griffith because the baby got shoved in the egg when Griffith had.
I thought the baby was Griffith was the baby because he got reborn, right, from the malformed child that got put in the egg, right? And I thought that's where Griffith came from. That's how I thought it.
It's either Griffith or it's connected to Griffith. I mean, it's definitely not separate. Right?
Oh, you don't think it's... Because they say it might be from the Elf King, from the Elf Island, like an emissary or something.
Moon Boy?
Yeah.
I don't buy that, because why would he be so attached to Casca and Guts specifically? I think Moon Boy has to be connected to their... I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I think Moon Boy has to be connected to their baby and connected to Griffith. Whether it is Griffith or it's just a part of Griffith, I don't know, but it's something like that. And it's certainly not seen to be hindering them. Moon Boy is not stopping them. I mean, or if it is, it's very subtle, right? Like, I'm not seeing. He literally saves Guts' life. So I'm not really clear on what the end point is. Like, if you told me, or in the end, Griffith and Guts are going to reconcile, that's a very different story that I would work it differently. And then what I would do is, in this section, I would have stuff happens that makes Guts hate Griffith even more.
Mhm.
right? And to drive us towards that. So then you get to this point where, then when we come back at the end, but that's me. But I don't really know where Mura intended to go. That's part of the tragedy of his death, right? Supposedly we know where he wanted to go, but it's not obvious from reading this book how he wanted this to end. Like you don't just read this and go, "Oh, I know what's going to happen." I don't know exactly how it's going to happen, but I know what's going to happen, right? You don't get that from Berserk. It's a lot more subtle.
Yeah, but I feel like the sea voyage was more like, well, I need to get them there, like you said, and I need to follow the normal steps of writing in average manga or whatever. You need to give everyone their part. You need to put a monster. You need to like he's following the beats, sort of, right?
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, like you said.
Yeah, that's a good way.
So I don't know.
But when you see the beats, you're like, okay, it's fine. It was good. Like it's not bad. It's just not special.
Yeah, you're right. I think that's what the issue I have a lot of the time is like when I can see the tropes being used, like I can see it being done. It takes you a bit out of like reading it, right?
The more you read and the more you analyze, sometimes it gets harder to read.
Yeah.
I find it the more I write, the harder it is to read because I'm like, oh, I know what trick you're using, and that makes the trick not work.
But a good writer will, drag you into the narrative and, hide in between interesting things and make it so you're not always thinking about that. Because at least for me, I start thinking about it when I'm bored. I'm like, okay, this is a bit boring. And then my mind starts thinking about that.
A really good writer absolutely will, but when you read one who's not so good, then you're like, it's harder. It's harder to enjoy the not so good stuff. I can still enjoy the really good stuff. It's the mediocre stuff I have a harder and harder time at like putting up with. That's fine. There's a lot of good stuff out there.
Yeah, I think I think you mentioned earlier, Joe, about the eclipse happened, and then we get another world-changing event, and we had all this momentum built up, and all these events happen, and then they're on a boat in the middle of nowhere fighting pirates. Like these, it just seemed like the momentum we didn't have like a gradual, all these things are happening on them, and then we just kind of go off to the side. It's just kind of strange. It's kind of like momentum was killed there with the story. We were building and building and building, and then you're on a boat fighting pirates, and then you're dealing with this other god on this island, and that seemed kind of a lot of build up to this god that lived in the island and the Marrows. I hope they come into play. I think they're a cool archetype, but I don't know.
We'll see. I guess I did like the little touch they had where Isma's like, oh, I thought I was daughter of a Marrow, but I've always went into the water, but I've never heard it. But now that I guess the change happened, now she can hear it, and she can finally be with her family, I guess. Like, I didn't mind that whole part. Like, Isma's part is the part I appreciate the most about this arc, to be honest.
Yeah. I did think it was kind of silly that she's like, oh, I'd be embarrassed to be among them. I'd rather be here. These people are almost as stranger to you as, like, you just met your mom. You're
Yeah.
embarrassed to go back into the water with your mom?
Like I said, it's a completely different species. I don't know if you transform it into a raccoon tomorrow. I don't know if you would be comfortable with other raccoons yet, but
I see. So, don't want to look like a silly mermaid who doesn't know how to swim.
yeah, you don't know the traditions of the mermaids, don't know how they do things, right? It's a bit awkward.
You figure it out.
And the best way to overcome that is by staying on this boat where you learn nothing of all of that.
Maybe she can go in the water a couple of hours a day, slowly get used to it, The boat is on the water.
Fair enough. I
don't know. But I guess we'll see if she joins the party now, or just a temporary.
Yeah,
I think it's still ambiguous a bit.
Yeah, it almost feels like she was added in for some additional reason, like Farnese. So the making making of Farnese as a witch, that helped because she was able to put up that wall while Shirka was off, making sure Guts doesn't lose himself into the Berserker armor. So, like, it wasn't just, oh, we already have a witch, why do we need another one? Like, and it wasn't just, hey, Farnese needs something to do, so let's make her a witch. It actually turned into something that was helpful for the group at large, right? So I'm wondering whether Isma will be that too.
I don't know, but yeah, she's a bit of a funny character, I guess, but not in an annoying way.
Yeah. And she's helping redirect Isidro's emotions, and apparently here no competition, he likes her fine, but Shirka, oh my god, anything she does, like, stop making me look bad. Can you tell I hate that thread?
Yeah. It's a bit, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I was thinking as you were talking, it's like, okay, what members of the party we actually need and are actually interesting, right? I would, if it was me, I would remove Isidro. If you think about back in the story, he does nothing that is used. Like, you can remove him and the story changes nothing. I don't think it actually makes a difference. And you can remove the other Farnese's brother. It's also literally doing nothing. And then maybe, like, I'm just saying, if you cut a couple of characters, you have a bit smaller party, he could probably devote more time to the actual characters without it being like Joe said, oh, we need to do 1, 2, all of them need to be something. You can still make everyone do something without making it seem like that, because you have less of them, I guess. So each of them can actually be more, do something without seeming like you're forcing it, or you're forcing the narrative to look at him for a bit, or her for a bit.
I feel he lost track of Puck. Like, Puck did in the first few volumes. Like, this whole Berserk and Puck as a pair was kind of a nice dynamic. It wasn't bad, right? Like, I mean, Puck might have been somewhat annoying, but, like, he's there to heal, and he's like the light to Guts' dark. They have good, they had good like banter. Like, that's a good start. But then I feel like almost since he got Cherokee, Puck's been lost. I almost think if you could rewrite the series, it'd be better if Puck got good at like bringing Guts back from the brink. Like, you don't need Cherokee. I mean, Cherokee is a good character. I don't dislike Cherokee, but like, it's like they're both filling a same role. They're both like support for Guts, the magical support, right? Puck used to heal him, and now Puck is still healing him, but that's really like not dramatic. It's like after the fact, Guts is laying there and Puck just shakes dust. Right? That's not interesting. But if Puck had been, that had filled that role, it would have been tighter. I don't know if it would have completely made sense, but it would have been tighter. But now Puck is almost useless because Cherokee's the one who's like having all the banter. She's with Guts when he fights, and Puck can't be because she's literally riding along in his mind, and Puck can't be. So Puck's lost, which is not terrible. It's just I like Puck. So poor Puck.
I feel like the main reason why Cherokee is there, one of the main reasons, is that she's there to explain how the magical things work.
Yeah.
If you think about it, and that's why also Farnese is there. So we have someone that's learning from her so she can talk about all the magical things that we learn by that way, right?
That's a standard trick, right? The apprentice that we have, we don't have the info dumps. It's just, instead of having a big block of text in the beginning.
Yeah. I do really enjoy those things, the training arcs in which the character learns about all these things, and like I do find those very enjoyable.
I agree, I like those.
I don't know how anything works. Why don't you teach me, kind sir?
Yes.
Will.
Yeah, it's like a magical school trope, sort of like, oh, school is super boring, but now it's magical school, and now it's super interesting and fun. Right?
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah. There was one thing I was curious about, and I was a little bit confused. at the end of chapter or of volume 37, where they find the city, one of the kids is named Rickert.
Yeah. It's Rickert. It's the same Rickert. Now he's grown up, right? Because it's been many years, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I was confused because it's the kid, right? It's not
kid.
the.
Yeah, because he's with the daughter of the blacksmith, right?
Oh, okay. I was lost with that one.
I guess they got married in between or something. Maybe.
She looks like a child. Did they really grow up that much?
Well, because
yeah, they look really young.
Did they get married, or does she just say, "I have someone I want to protect"? I missed the marriage.
Maybe. No, I don't. I just assumed because it seemed like that, but I don't know. But I mean, because he looks like 20, very early, like 2021, maybe I would say.
I don't know. He looks really young. I don't know. I mean,
I'm just comparing it to how we've seen him before. Maybe I guess because when you see him before, he's literally a child. He's literally like 9 or 10. So I guess now he would be maybe 17 or 18, something like that. Actually, yeah.
He could be 17 or 18. I'm looking at the artwork. I don't think that's it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's with her or if he's just thinking about it. Oh. But, I have someone I want to protect. That's a very common manga theme. It doesn't necessarily mean it's romantic love exactly, but it often ends up there. But this whole I'm going to be strong because I have things I need to protect. Man, they love that in manga.
Yeah.
I can tell you how many times I've read that line.
That deer person is the coolest. Apostle? Is he an apostle?
He's an apostle.
Is the coolest apostle.
Is he? You like centaurs? You like no? It's not a reverse centaur. It's sort of.
It's a double centaur. It's got the head of the deer and the torso.
No, the torso is also on the back. It's not on the front.
The torso on the back is weird.
It's a reverse double centaur.
Using his own horns as a
it would be. Oh man, now I'm imagining the deer head in the back. God, has to be a giraffe though, otherwise it would not be able to see anything.
But the apostles who work for.
I know that song.
Sorry. The apostles who work for Griffith are a little less sort of chaotic looking than the other apostles. Like they are more not quite normal, but they're normalized, right? They don't have as many extra mouths and tentacles and things growing where they're weird.
The strong ones. Huh? The weak ones still are very weird. If we see like the ones in the background are still.
Yeah, the main ones though, like the most powerful ones, are like cleaner. Like this guy's a little weird, but you could still kind of figure it out. But like the Dragon Knight, he looks like a crystal dragon, right? Very straightforward.
Yeah.
The Lance guy is just like a metal shiny guy, like a centaur, right? It's very much more straightforward. Zod is straightforward looking. This guy's a little odd, but not crazy odd.
I think it's so we can emphasize with them and not just think for monsters, I guess.
Yeah. But it's very, very definite differences in how they and you're right. The weaker ones are more monstrous, but it's like the chiefs. I forget what he calls them. Who are they're cooler looking monsters. They're not as ugly. They're not as deformed.
True. But yeah, like Steve, like we were talking before, it's Rickard because he shows also his Band of a Falcon emblem. Yep. And I guess he's going to Falconia, I guess?
Yeah.
Maybe he's going to say hi to Griffith. Like, oh yeah, how's it going? It's been a while.
Does he know what happened in the eclipse? I don't think he really does.
Guts told him.
Did he? Okay. All right.
I think after the sword thing, the Hill of Swords, right? Okay. He didn't see it, but he's been told he did bad things, I guess.
Okay, so he wasn't branded, which is interesting.
Yes.
Like everyone else. All right. Yeah. He knows something. Okay, I forgot. You're right.
But yeah, where is that Fred gonna go? Where do you guys think?
I have no idea.
No idea. Is he just going to go there and see how amazing Falconia is and how good a job Griffith is doing? Is that why he's going there?
And then he'll sign up to the Band of the Hawk again.
The new Band of a Hawk? And he becomes one of the leaders of Band of a Hawk?
Can I get a ballot now?
Yeah.
Make Rickard into a monster. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Like double repeating crossbows on his arms.
But you need to sacrifice something. Oh, he's going to sacrifice the daughter of a blacksmith to become a monster.
Sorry.
That would be very dark.
Gotta help.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Wait, this has the face too.
Yeah, it has a face on the front. The reverse
I
centaur.
think that's just like an artistic echo.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like I think
Oh, it is.
I
Yeah.
think it's just like a
Right here.
I don't think it's meant to be on his body.
I mean, there's still something in the front. I guess it's not a face because it has no eyes and no mouth. I don't know what else it could be, but
This is just a whole new the oldest conversation about centaurs ever, which is where's the dick?
yeah. True.
Is the deer head? Is that the dick? Is that what we're saying? Because that's kind of how it looks.
I mean, yeah.
That this whole thing, like it's like driving a car from the backseat. That's what that feels like to me.
Yeah. Yeah. How does he know where he's going? That's like impossible to steer. I mean, how does he travel?
I can see over it.
How does he see
The
over?
rear wheel drive.
It's long.
He uses his demonic vision.
Well, maybe he can see out of the front face. I don't know if it has eyes or not. Maybe they're just closed in this shot because he's shooting an arrow.
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember
Magic.
how our
Not very
eyes are the
practical.
front part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just horns
Doesn't look like their
or
eyes.
spikes.
Yeah. But I'm sure he has superhuman vision because he's an archer, demon archer. So,
That's right. That's right.
The arcane archer.
yeah. I don't know. But I guess now the demons and the humans are getting along pretty well.
It's basically utopia.
Yeah. That's what it's been set up to be. That's what, like, everything has been shown up to now. It's like, yeah, it's a new utopia. Right?
Falconia's the new Atlantis. Everybody wants to be there. It rose up from the ground.
Yeah.
And has weird dragon scale things leading up to it.
But it still leaves open the question we've been pursuing for like 15 volumes, which is, are they trying to set up Griffith as kind of a good guy? Or kind of the savior? Or kind of humanity's best chance? Because it still looks like that. It's still, if that's what you think is happening, we're still marching on that path. You know? Falconia looks like a cool place to live.
Yes.
I mean, in every way, this is like the coolest city from the artwork, right? And again, there's no like, oh, but you look on a back alley and there's a bunch of people hanging like that. We haven't seen that yet, so I'm still waiting for the dark side to show.
Yeah.
If there is one.
Yeah, I'm not saying there will be. I'm just saying I'm waiting.
Yeah.
So. All right.
I guess the next volumes or what we're going into is we've got Rickard in Falconia and finally Guts in the Elf Island. Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully. At this point, I don't know if volume 41, I guess they'll get to the Elf Island. But
38.
if we'll see
Yeah.
Casca healed or changed in any way.
I know.
It's funny. I could have sworn them fighting pirates was like 6 volumes, and it just wasn't. Like after
I mean, it kind of was. This was the second time they were encountering them, wasn't it?
Yeah, but there was a lot of other stuff going on in there. 'Cause in the middle was the whole thing with Ganishka. Like they weren't fighting pirates the whole, like most of the pages. Most of the pages were other stuff. But in my mind, it felt so much longer. I don't know. It's funny. It's a funny thing. I think, again, it's because it wasn't really progressing the storyline. You're just like, I know there's only so many volumes left. Every chapter you waste on this crap is the chapter I'm not finding out what I want to know. That's the frustrating part. So it's good.
Yeah, that's fair. And I suppose because you were reading in 5-year gaps or whatever, it must have felt like that even the first time when you knew it was like done and done.
Yeah. Oh, it's been 5 years. A lot of good stuff must have happened. Nope.
No.
Nope.
Just fighting the pirates.
Oh, look, another octopus.
Again. And again.
Yeah, and you're right. We only have 5 more volumes before the last one. There's only 5 left.
Has the new one been translated yet? Is it?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 5
Yeah,
left, and then
the-
there's 3. There's 2 other issues, which are not enough for a new volume. So.
Yeah, I went to the Amazon page to kind of check the new deluxe edition, and there's like a spoiler on the first
Really?
sentence. Yeah.
I assume they think
thanks.
that anyone that's buying it has been reading it for. It's sort of like
Yeah, I should have known better. Yeah, I should have known better. It wasn't like a huge spoiler, but it was enough to bother me. But it wasn't too bad. So
maybe I'll have a look just to know, so I can calibrate. On Amazon.
yeah,
Sure. I don't even know where I can find it, actually.
We're switching back to 1 volume a week, right?
Yeah.
are the next few volumes back to the normal kind of? And we had like the kind of the side thing. These last 3, is it back to normal? Kind of the
If I
amount of
remember
material?
correctly, yes.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, they're a lot more densely packed of things happening.
I did read the summaries because I don't care about spoilers. I just want to know how far we will get so I can set my expectations straight. And yeah, they seem all right. Like they'd be interesting.
Okay.
Not summary, like the blurb, for each volume. That's
I can't even find the deluxe volume 42 on Amazon, to be honest. But
there isn't one. I think the last one I see is 14.
yeah,
Is there a 15?
I don't see 42 on Amazon.
Deluxe collects 3 volumes. Oh.
I just need to search Berserk 42. I don't even see Berserk 42.
I don't see it. I was just
Oh,
looking.
really?
I see 41. I
Yeah.
remember I bought 41.
I guess 41 does have a spoiler right at the beginning of that description, but maybe you're looking at 41.
Maybe I was. Yeah, I must have been.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
And then there's Berserk, the Flame Dragon Knight, the first Berserk novel.
What?
Conceived
Didn't
by
read that
series creator Miura and written by Makoto Fukami. The rise of Warhammer-wielding warrior Grunbeld, from humble beginnings to an all-powerful apostle.
I did not know this existed.
I think I have it.
You have it? You read it?
I think I do. Did I read it? I don't think I did. Nope, I purchased this on December 1st, 2019.
Oh,
So it's somewhere in my stuff.
it's in a box somewhere.
Yeah, I found all my manga volumes, and I think that was in that stack. It was in a box under another box in my closet. But I did find them, and I meant to bring them on so I could show off like these 3 volumes on this episode, but I forgot.
But it is a manga. It's not actually a book, is it? Is it?
It says novel in the description, but I have no idea.
Oh, maybe it was just illustrations. Yeah.
I don't recall looking at it at all. So if I bought it and I read it, it went in and out of my brain.
Fair enough.
I don't think I bought 42 or 41. So or 41 or 40. So I think I have some purchasing to catch up on one of these days. Anyway.
Nice.
All right.
So, yeah, I think, and I did notice the art when we go back in time on that. The art does change. It gets a lot lighter, reminding me of the same kind of style that we had in the Golden Age.
Yeah. I felt like he was trying for that.
Yeah.
Definitely. I liked it. I liked it. And Chi-Chi was cute.
Yeah.
Just popoing all over the place.
Popo is the sun, right? Is that? Oh, the plant was Popo?
Kind of allegorical because when she says, yeah, it's the sun, but then she's like, Popo with other people is even better than Popo by yourself. And I'm like, okay. All right, Chi-Chi. And doesn't Chi-Chi mean like boob in Japanese or something? I might be wrong.
Chi-Chi means father, right? Haha is mother and Chi-Chi is father. If I remember correctly.
I don't know. I just remember from Dragon Ball Z, I thought Chi-Chi's name meant something very funny. What does Japanese Chi-Chi mean in English?
Chi-Chi is the formal term for father, but I mean, this might be using a different kanji, which is pronounced the same way. I assume it's probably bad.
Yeah. Oh, it's milk.
It has some extra T's and stuff. Chi for fathers usually written just CHI.
Oh, yeah. It's written differently. So I assume it's a different kanji that is pronounced very similarly or pronounced the same, but they try and make a difference in the translations just to make sure that it's different, I guess.
It also means milk, which is why like Toriyama named Goku's girlfriend Chi-Chi.
Yeah, it's also like an actual name or like a girl name actually. So
okay, all right, fair enough.
Oh, the other development in these 3 volumes was that Farnese stopped calling Shirka teacher and started calling her mistress instead, which somehow is even more weird.
Might be a translation difference, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm suspecting it's all just sensei, right? Probably, and they keep changing.
Sensei or senpai, right? It's got to be one of those.
Yeah,
it must be sensei. I think it must be sensei. Like I can't see it being anything else.
Yeah.
But in this context, translating that as mistress kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But it feels weird, like both the English, because people don't talk like that in English. So you could and sensei is a very recognizable word. So you could have just kept that word in and not translated it.
That's the whole discussion about what translation is. If you start going down that path.
Yeah, you get to this is all part of my Keikaku notes underneath. Keikaku means plan, or translate. Oh, you're my what was it, nakama? And then it's like, oh, it's nakama is a word that you cannot really translate in English. It means friend, but it also means a lot more. And it's like, come on, just don't do this bullshit. Just translate. You can go to silly extremes with this, I'm saying. But yeah, sensei, I think you're right. It's enough. Comprehensible enough by everyone, but it should be fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, cool. So we'll be back next week for volume 38. Go from there. So, Joe, where can people find you?
jcmburn.com.
Nice. And Grimdorf is out there.
The Grimdorf, I have 9 issues out. I'm supposed to be doing number 10 in the next couple hours. And those are all free. You can sign up on my Patreon, or you can go to the Story Origin link and download them all. And I am now up to 3 long-running serialized stories. So me and John Pasadante and Gregory Wonderlin, I think. Got his name wrong. all have a long-running story going on right now. So every issue you get another chapter from each of us, and at some point that will transition and I'll add other stuff. But that was my goal. I wanted serialized stuff, so I'm getting it. I'm very excited, and you can
Nice.
join the literally dozens of other people reading every issue.
Hey, it's big things have small beginnings, right?
Yeah,
The elite few.
Yes.
yeah. And I'm almost done with Eyes of Empire, book 5 of the Hybrid Helix. We finally learn how Wistful got her name. If anyone cares,
Ooh.
which someone will. Someone will care.
I care. I
Someone will
care.
care. Yeah.
Also, earlier when you said turn, and your each volume in your series is called the turn of the helix, that the way you're using it, the way you described it?
Yeah.
Cool.
This is the 5th turn, and every time I write a short story, it's just a twist.
Oh,
So the short story that
nice.
takes place at the beginning of the whole thing is called Zero Twist, which is also a reference to something that happens in the story because it's just a short. So this is my little conceit. I like having
Nice.
things mean multiple things. So like the helix means multiple things structurally for the series and in the series itself. So like I do these things to amuse myself. So this is turn 5 that will hopefully be out. I mean, sometime in the middle of this year, unless something goes horribly wrong
Nice.
with my cover artist. The text will be done.
Oh yeah.
Will Chris be done? I don't know. I never know. I just say, please give me another cover, and he's like, sure. Then I don't hear from him. So
Wow. Fingers crossed.
yeah. So anyway, yeah.
And Varsha, where can people find you?
You can find me on my YouTube channel, Reading by the Rainy Mountain. There's also a new SF podcast that we're all doing. We've started releasing the episodes now. It's called Speculative Speculations. The link to that is on the About page. I'll also start posting it on YouTube once I make the time to audio spectrum those things.
Yeah. Yeah. And Dan.
You can find me on the Patreon forum, TNFire17. Unfortunately, today you can probably also find me at work. And if you're part of a large copper mining conglomerate, you might get some emails from me today.
Nice.
I don't know how many there are.
I'll keep my eyes on my inbox. Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see everyone very soon.